Welcome to another week of our Lenten discipline of gratitude. This week we changed directions a little bit. And if you have not listened to the sermon from this morning, I would encourage you to do so, as it helps give some background as to what we'll be doing this week. But essentially, the chief focus for today and for this week is that we'll be giving thanks, practicing gratitude in the midst of trial, in times of difficulty, when we are struggling. This is not an attempt for us to somehow pretend that the struggle is not real. This is not an attempt to pretend that everything is all right. It's not an attempt to look on the sunny side. We fully acknowledge the struggle, the difficulty, the hardship that we may be going through. But for the moment, what we seek to do is to also take our focus off of that trouble, off of that struggle that we're having, because it can so suck us in and become the whole of what we are experiencing and thinking about and seeing, feeling. So the hope is what we can do is, for a moment, take a step back or a half step back and see not just the trouble, but another reality that is equally true and equally present in our lives, which is the good. The good may be something small. It may be something that would be easy to otherwise overlook. But what we seek to do in this exercise is to recognize that both the struggle and the good exist simultaneously, that they exist at the same time in our lives. So what I invite you to do now is to think back to some difficulty, some struggle, some dark time in your past. As you look back over that time, what is it that you might be able to give thanks for? Again, this is not looking for silver linings or ignoring the struggle. What I'm asking you to do is to simply identify what you can genuinely be thankful for in the midst of this difficulty. It may be that it's simply a shoulder that you can cry on, a word of advice, a doctor who took an extra moment or two to explain something to you, or perhaps a doctor who simply handed you a tissue for your eyes. It might be a short respite in your pain. It might be being able to get up out of bed. It may be just having a friend who listens. Or perhaps it's noticing that the sun is shining, the flowers are blooming, or the birds are singing. Think back to that moment of difficulty in your life and what might have occurred, what might have been in your midst, what small or large moment in the midst of this difficulty might you be thankful for? What came to you as a gift? What came to you as an unexpected outcome? Where did the journey that began in that illness, that struggle, that brokenness that was in your life, where has it brought you to today? And is that a good place? I encourage you to write down these little things or big things as you reflect on them. And when you finish your list with however many things you can find, it doesn't need to be an exhaustive list. And in fact, it may only have one or two things on it. What's important here is not the length of the list, but the effort, the attempt at seeing things in a new way. Not erasing a truth that you've already experienced, but filling that truth more full, to recognize the good and the bad simultaneously. So again, jot these things down. And when you're done, give thanks to God for each of them out loud. I encourage you to do that after this video is done. And then go on your way. Have a grateful day. I leave you with this thought from Thomas Merton, who said, "To be grateful is to recognize the love of God in everything." God bless you in your journey this day and each day. Amen.